Hi everyone. Today we're going to make a card using the scan and cut. I've been asked to make a card for a young lady who is 18 and the person who requested the card would like her name on it, her age and a representation of her 3 dogs. So I have decided to make a triple fold circle aperture card. Sounds a lot, but it's going to be relatively easy, I think. So we're going to start off with a square, and we're going to do a 5.5 square. So that way I know I can get 2 of these on the mat to do 2 parts of my card, and it's also going to fit into a 6x6 envelope when it's finished, because it'll give me a little bit of room for any bulk that I've built up on it. Okay, so we're going to hold the Option key down and drag this to give us a second one, and highlight both, and we're going to align them to the bottom, and if we put that at 0 we can butt them up to each other. So that's going to be our first part of our card. We're going to do a duplicate again of this one, but we're going to add another 1/4 inch to the side, so that'll be our glue tab, which we'll score, and then that piece will glue onto the end here, so then we'll have our 3 panels. So I think the aperture I'm going to put in is going to be a circle. I think we're going to make that about 4 3/4. And let's just center that right in the middle there. So that's going to be our front. We're going to want to do another circle in our middle panel. So if we highlight both of those and do that center and middle again, so that's lined up, and our back one is going to be just plain. So what we're going to do is we're going to punch this out so it makes it into a frame. So I'm highlighting both of those, and I'm going to come down here and I'm going to do a subtract. So if we look in the layers, that has just given us this one shape, whereas the others are still 2. So I'm going to highlight these 2 and do the same again, do a subtract. So if I put a colour in there, you'll see that that's just a square with a hole in it, and that's the same square with a hole in it. Okay, let's take those colours out. So that front one is going to stay as it is, and I'm going to want to put her name across here. Before we go any further, I'm going to highlight this one because I'm going to do some matte layers for this as well. So if I do that now, and then once I start welding these together, I'm always going to have my matte layer. So I'm going to highlight that one and do an offset, and I'll make it a little bit smaller than that. And I'm going to do an inward. I'm going to do an OK. So that's given me that matte layer there, which in actual fact I think I'm going to do a little bit bigger on that. That's better. So I'm going to take that out of the way. So that is my matte layer. I'm going to rename that, if it lets me. Come along. There we go. So that's the matte layer, and I'm going to want 4 of those. So, okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is put the name in. So I hit the text, and her name is I hadn't forgotten her name, I just didn't know whether I was going to do it in capitals or lowercase, but I'm going to do capitals. I'm going to change this to a different font. And I like the Futura. Let's see if that's better. Medium is a bit thinner. So I'm going to put that at an angle along there. I'm just going to make sure that we hang over just a little bit on either side. Like that. So I'm highlight that one, and I'm going to put a offset around it. So we'll see what 8 looks like. I think we'll make it just a little bit bigger than that. So there's our offset. I'm going to take the name, and with the keys on the keyboard I'm just going to move that out of the way so that stays as it is. And on here I'm going to highlight the offset of the name and the square, and I'm going to do a weld on that. And at this point I can take these two and weld those as well. So that's our card base. The first 2 bits, that's the back that's going to stick on here. And we've got the name. And the other thing we want to do is the age. So we're going to do an 18. We will make that bold though. And we're going to make that a nice size to go into our layer at the back there. Okay. So what we're going to end up with is a little dog here, a little dog here, and a little dog on the back. And then we'll have our 18. We'll do a happy birthday. And we'll cut that out a couple of times as well. So basically, that's it. So you could do any shape you want. You could obviously do any name you want. Put anything across here. If you wanted flowers going across here, you could do that using your basic shapes. So yeah, that's it. So I will get the pieces cut out that I need cut out, and I will see you at the desk. Okay, so here's all my pieces cut. So I cut the name twice. So so that I can stack those up. Here's my base. So first thing, excuse me, first thing to do is to score this at 5.5. And make sure that's all lined up. Do a quick burnish on that. So there's our first part, and on the longer side of this one we're going to score at 5.5, which will give us our 1/4 inch tab. So at this point you can decide whether you want the card to open like that or like that. So I think I'm going to go like that, which sort of determines whereabouts you want to put this little tab, because if you put it inside it'll be hidden. So just work out where you need to put it so that it's a bit more hidden, and glue it accordingly. So I am going to use a thin piece of red tape. So there is our card base. So my plan, because she wants dogs on there, is I will have a little dog sitting here, a little dog sitting by her name, and then a little dog sitting on the back, which covers her, the 3 dogs that she has. So I've cut a few of the matte layers. So one's going to go on the front, one will go in there, and to make the card a little bit stronger, and after I've decorated it I will put one in there and one in there. So those are going to be done later after it's all decorated, but I can put these on now. So I'm going to get those stuck down. So the 18 is going to go on the back. I saved one of the circles from here and the circle from the matte layer, and that's going to go on the back there with the 18. Like that. And then we're going to be stacking her name and putting it on here. Like so. And that will be our card. I will do this off camera because that gets a bit tedious watching someone glue and stack. And then I'll come back once I've finished it, because I've got a few more die cuts to cut out for the dogs. And I'll be back when it's all together. Okay, so here's the finished card. So I put the mats and layers, put the little dogs on. So the 3 dogs match her, the dogs' colours match her dogs. So I've got that one, and then we've got that one, and it stands up really nice, and you can see all the dogs when it's stood up. I might do a couple of Nouveau drops and some glossy accents in their eyes, and the balloon possibly, but yeah, I think it's come out really nice. So personalisation on the scan and cut, so it wasn't a difficult one to do, so maybe you'll give it a go. Okay, thanks for watching guys, and I'll catch you later. Bye.